philosopher is slightly longer and slightly more storytelling. This is another philosopher who we kind of know for the wrong reason. The philosopher in this case is Thomas More. And we all name Thomas More something about sadness, something about integrity, something perhaps about Catholic humanism. And we forget that he was the Mitchell and Webb of his day, famous for his satirical works. And his greatest work is actually probably his funniest. So this is my attempt to return the first book of Utopia. It comes in 2 books. This is the book before we actually get to Utopia, back to its satirical roots. Has 2 voices, Thomas More and Raphael, but you'll pick that up as we go along. Have I ever told you about my many conversations with my friend Raphael and his many travellers' tales?
Have I ever told you more about the time I was in the Southern Ocean and it rained so hard?
Yes, it split your iron hat. I believe you might have mentioned it.
Well, have I ever told you about the time I went fishing?
Yes, and a great squid jumped out and you caught it and you fried it in batter and ate it with a root vegetable. It won't catch on. It is a wonder to me, Raphael, that you have not taken service with some great king.
No, that wouldn't do at all. I was once in Britain. Never again. Horrible country. It rains all the time. Don't go there. Anyway, I was in the court of a Cardinal de la Pole. Oh, he's a personal friend of mine. An excellent fellow. Well, anyway, I was talking to him when a lawyer came in and said, "It is a wonder to me there are any left." So I said, "What do you mean?" "I mean thieves, of course. I've just hung 1,000 and last year I hung 2,000. Where are they all coming from?" To which I pipe up, "Hang on, I thought the entire point of British society was to manufacture thieves. Isn't that what you do? Isn't that what you want to do? That's what you seem to make most of your time trying to do." "What do you mean, sir?" said the Cardinal. "Well, I mean this. Even ignoring the way you treat your soldiers, the way you dump them on the streets, the way you don't care for them, the way you traumatise them, well, doing something about that, maybe. Even ignoring that, think about the cults you surround them with. A cult of hero that is so profound it rewards people for doing very little, and the rest can only look on in silent envy. What are they going to be but thieves, I ask you?" Well, said the lawyer, "well, it's just as well we hang them." And I reply, hanging is no good. You hang a mother, you create a thief out of her children. You don't want to hang them. "Well, what do you want to do?" said the Cardinal. "I'll tell you what. Once I was in a land near Persia, I'll call it Nowhereville. There they had a great policy. They took their thieves and they educated them, and they sent them out to do good works. It was so good they ran out of thieves." "Well," said the Cardinal, I think we might try something like that here." "No, don't be stupid. It won't work in Britain. Not at all. There's a foul beast at foot who wanders around your fields, destroying your villages. And as long as that is loose, you'll never, ever stop having thieves. It's not going to happen." "Well, we better do something about this beast." "Well, perhaps you could. Do you want me to name it for you? You peculiarly, O Cardinal, could do something about it." "Well, I'll do my best. I'll get my armour out." "Oh, you won't need that. Let me name that creature for you. It is sheep." "Bear." What do you mean? I earn more sheep than anyone in Europe." "I know." "And think for a second what those sheep do. Think of all the villages you've had to grub up so that your sheep may safely graze, and all the farms you have destroyed. And where are those farmers now? And where are their children?" "Well, I assume they could retrain and get a skill." "In my experience, it takes gold in years. They can't retrain. What can they be but outlaws? Are you not as responsible then for the thievery as the poor wretches you hang?" At which point they threw me out. And you can imagine me in the court of some great king, say the King of France, and the Duke of Mayenne stands up and says, "I think we should invade Norway. I want to go swimming. I want to go skiing." And the Duke of Brittany says, "Well, why don't we invade Portugal? I want to go swimming." And I say, no, before you go invading these lands, I think you better govern France better. It's too big for you as it is. You don't want to add to it.
Or imagine it if the great matter of taxation came up, and the Duke of Brittany said again, I think we should devalue the currency, print more money. And the Duke of Paris said, no, I have a better idea. Let us have a tax. Let us tax food. And the Duke of Nevier says, no, that is a progressive taxation. It taxes us fat rich people so much more. I tell you what we're going to tax. We're going to tax breathing. And then the Duke of Luxembourg stands up and says, no, we don't want to do that. Let's just make poverty illegal. Let's fine the poor. And I stand up and say, you can't do that, Your Majesty. Your people's possessions is not yours to spend. Perhaps the best place I ever was. Happy Land. There they made it a law that the king could only have 300 gold ducats. And if he had more, they executed him. It was his job, you see, to keep the gold going round and round. Worked better than any other policy I ever found. I don't think I'd escape with my head, do you? But I'll tell you something more. Well, go on then, I know you're going to tell me it. You're never going to have happiness on this side of the planet as long as you have private property. Or what do you mean, sir? A man has a right to earn a toothbrush, a knife, and a house. Of course he does, sir, but why do you earn all of Lincolnshire and half of Norfolk? What possible use do you have for it? More than that, what good do you do the people? Do you not just treat them as your chattel? To charge rent of them? Is that not the way you treat them? To line your pockets, build your palaces, have your silk shirts? More than that, think what follows from you earning so much. All the laws you need, and all the misery they create, all the armies you need, and all the wars they create. No, you can't have happiness, not on this side of the world, as long as you have private property. But I do not expect you to believe me, Thomas. For you have never been to Utopia. Come then, Thomas. Come with me to Utopia. So that's the first book of Thomas More's Utopia in summary.